Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the elders, shalom to the Akim, pushing the truth in the four corners, in truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Akwaf out there, listening, learning, being silent, and loving wives to their husbands. So with that, I want to talk about a dream that I had the night before last night, right? Lord willing, the Most High give me the spirit to convey it the way He want me to convey it. So first, I don't really remember the first part of the dream. All I remember is that somehow it was an unclean spirit. It was an unclean spirit in my house, and I rebuked it in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and it fled. It started off in the house, right? Not the house that I live in now, but it was like somewhere over West Baltimore, like somewhere, right? Because it was on a block, the row houses with the stone steps, with the like 4 stone steps in front of it, right? Like over North Avenue somewhere, like somewhere over there, right? Off of North, Penn North, in that area right there, right? So we was living over there. For some reason, there's an unclean spirit in the house, and I rebuked it in the name of the Lord, in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. That was the first thing I remember about the dream. More happened, but I don't remember that part. All I remember was rebuking it in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And to start off, it's important to know the name Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because that name holds power, and that name is going to help you in these last days, right? So like, I'm going to start off with Luke chapter, it's the book of Luke chapter 10 and verse 17. And it says, and the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. So through the Lord's name, that's where we will have power over these unclean spirits, right? And in a dream, I rebuked that demon in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and it fled, right? And this is Psalms 44 and start at 4. It said, Thou art my king, O power, command deliverance for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. Right? For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. So in these times, man, your gun is not going to save you. It's those that fear the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, His elect, right? That call on His name, right? Like it says in the book of Zechariah 13. Let me get that. The name is important. His name is not Yeshua, right? Yahuwah, Yahweh. No. The Father's name is Yahweh. Bahashem means in the name. Yahushua is who the world called Jesus. Those are the names you're supposed to call on, right? This is Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined. So you're going to be tried, right? Revelations 2 and 10, you shall be tried 10 days. Be faithful unto death, and the Lord shall give you the crown of life, right? So the time of temptation is coming, right? The hour of temptation is coming, right? See, all these things going on in the society is leading to the hour of temptation, right? But they're going to try to chip you, give you that mark in your right hand or your forehead, right? Like it says in Revelation 13, they're going to try to put a chip in your right hand or your forehead, right? So we're going to be tested in them times. And in my dream, I was tested, right? I'm gonna get into that real quick in a little minute after this verse. I'm gonna Zechariah 13:8 again. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, and the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh is my power. So it says, they shall call on the Lord's name, and you have to have the proper name, right? It's not Jesus. It's not, Salakia, Jehovah. I don't know how it's not Jehovah, right? It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shah, right? Those are the names that have the power. But back to my dream, right? So it started off like that. Then, after that happened, for some reason, I wanted to go to the store. So I left out the house, was going up the block, went past the intersection. Now I'm on the next block after my house, right? Like I said, it was like I was over west somewhere. It was like the houses, the row houses with the brick, the stone steps, the 4 or 5 stone steps going up to the door. On the block that I'm on now, the houses, the row houses on my right, row houses on my left. The block that I just left, the row houses to the right, and it was like a school on the left, right? So it was like kind of open on the left side because it was a school. It was more space, right? So as I'm walking the next block, I hear my peoples call me. So he called me. I turned around. He said, "You going to the store?" I'm like, "Yeah." So as he's walking up to me, he got through the intersection. Now he's on my block now, the same block that I'm on. But as he's walking, I noticed that a bus, he kind of like stepping in the street a little bit. Like it was like kind of icy on the sidewalk. So he stepped in the street to go around the ice. And as he walking, a bus came up behind him like flying. So I'm like, "Yo, watch out, watch out, watch out." So he turned around and he kind of like panicked. So he stumbled a little bit to where like one knee was in the street and the other was on the sidewalk. But he turned around for some reason, and like the bus like kind of like stopped, and it like kind of like skirted a little bit to where the back was coming towards him, right? So as he turned around, the back of the bus just hit the side of his face, pah! And then his eyeball came out. It was crazy. His eyeball came out. So now I run back to him, help him up. He grabbed his eyeball. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. He grabbed his eyeball. So he got his arm on my shoulder, and I'm walking. And I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta get you to the hospital." So I go to pat my pockets. Left my phone in the house. So I'm like, "Damn, what the fuck going on?" So then I turned back around towards my block. And like I said, it was an intersection before you get to my block. As I turn around, all you see coming from the right side, where the intersection in the school is at, all you see is hella soldiers, hella military soldiers with their guns up, like clearing. They was like clearing the place. Like it was crazy. They just came out of nowhere. So I already knew in my mind, right? This scripture right here, Isaiah 59. This scripture popped in my head. Right? Isaiah 59:19. So they shall fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So they came in like a flood, literally. So like I said, turning back, I'm facing towards my block. Soldiers came from the left, guns up, but they was facing towards my block. Right? They ain't see me yet. So I got my uncle, my uncle, I put him over my shoulder now. Because we wasn't gonna be able to get out of there fast enough with me just, him on my shoulder. So I put him over my shoulder and get to carrying him, turn back the other way to the next block. Same thing now on my left side. The same direction the other troops came from. More soldiers the next block coming in, clearing, guns up, but they looking the other direction. And that was the Lord that had them not see me. So I had nowhere to go. So I looked straight to the house that was in front of me. Go in there. So I go in there, shut the door, looking for a place that we can hide or something. So I sat him down for a second. I'm looking everywhere. There's really no place to hide in here. So for some reason, I don't know why, I'm looking in the cabinets. I'm up in the cabinets trying to see if I can like make a hole or some shit to the next house. So I can go through the next house, and I was going to keep going through. But as I'm doing that, you can hear next door the soldiers in there raiding somebody's house. And to my left and to my right, you can hear the soldiers in these people's houses just raiding, just throwing shit, hear people screaming, all that. So I'm like, oh shit. So I'm thinking I can go through this cabinet into the next house and we can keep going until we can get away. But as I'm making a hole through this cabinet to try to go to the next house, soon as I make a hole, the motherfucking troops on the other side looking at me, pointing their guns at me. So I had to end up surrendering, right? So now it shoots to all of us that got captured. We walking. It's a few soldiers in front of us, and they was Israelites, right? They definitely was Israelites. They was Judites, I believe. It was I distinctly remember 2 male Judites, and one, I think he was either Issachar or Zebulon, right? But the Zebulonite, he was a straight coon. Like, he was a straight, like, didn't give a damn about us. But you could tell the brothers, the Israelites, the soldiers that was brothers, they was more like on the fence about it, right? So they in front of us, all the people that was captured, standing and walking together, and then it was soldiers behind us with guns, right? Walking us to this place. I can't exactly remember what place it was, but we go up to this little entrance thing, and the brother soldiers, the Judite brothers, started talking to the person behind the little desk or whatever that was. I can't quite remember exactly what it was, but I know he started talking to somebody, and the person said something that he didn't like. I guess he was saying something like wicked, that the Israelite brothers, they lifted up their guns to them, right? So now the Israelites in the military turned on their own, right? So let me get this to Isaiah 13, right? Because this is prophecy too. This Isaiah 13 and 14. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and every one into his own land. So you could tell it was something wicked that they wanted them to do to us. And the brother soldiers turned on their own officers. I guess that's what it was behind it. Turned on them and lifted up the guns towards them. So now us seeing it, it was me and a couple other brothers. I grabbed a gun from one of the brothers and put my back towards his back and was facing the rest of them. Right? So it's like we had a stand. It was like we was at a standoff now. right? And that's when I woke up. But that's the spirit that showed you, man. And these times, you're going to see, like, the Most High is going to rise up his people, man. His elect. Not just his people, his elect. Right? This is Zechariah 9 and 12. It says, turn ye to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. It's like, right. Because it wasn't about, their superiors at that time, at that moment. It was about, I'm not doing this to my people. Right? And you could tell that's the type of spirit that those soldiers, those brothers in the military was in. They didn't like what was told to them, and they were standing up for it. Right? Also, let me get this second measures. Like, Select. This is Second Measures 15, and I'm gonna start at 14. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. And there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their own power. Sedition, man, uprising against the government, against the powers, man. Right? And that was an example of that happening. And the Most High, not once did he have in my spirit to fear. Even though, I ducked into the house, right? It said be as a pilgrim, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking of the best way to escape. You're not trying to get captured, you feel me, in them times. You feel what I'm saying? But if it do happen, the Most High got you. Right? Right there in Revelation 2. Revelation 2 and 10. It says, Revelation 2 and 10 says, fear none of the things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, Esau Edom, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Right? So not once did the Lord allow me to have fear. At one point did the Lord forsake me. Right? The Most High was with me in that time. Right? Because I could have easily started to fear, oh shit, they coming. Because I started fearing it and panicking, you feel me? But the Most High, he had me calm. He had me, even though it like trying to dig through the damn cabinet, that was kind of like, weird, but you know what I'm saying? Either way, the Most High had me calm. But this is Sirach 2 and 10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right, so the Most High always been there for our forefathers, man. Think about Daniel, right? Being in the lion's den, man. Hungry lions. These wasn't just regular lions. They made sure these lions was hungry. Right? The Most High had Habakkuk feed Daniel in the lion's den. That show you the type of power we dealing with. He raised Yahushua from the dead. Right? Yahushua actually died and rose again. So this tells you the power that our power has over life and death. Right? Think about the 3 holy children. Right? They tried to force them to bow down to idols. They refused. And they threw them into a furnace, a hot furnace at that. And they didn't feel a thing. They said they saw 4 people in there. So the Most High had the angel in there protecting the brothers in the fire of adversity. Right? Think about Paul when he was locked up. Right? The Most High sent the angel. It was either Paul or Peter. Most High sent the angel, or was it an earthquake? It might have been an earthquake with Paul, and he sent the angel to Peter. Right? But either way, they both was locked up. Right? I'm gonna get the this is Acts 12. And I'm gonna start at 1. Said, now about that time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quintorians of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto God for him. So they started praying for him, right? And when Herod would have brought him forth that same night, Peter was asleep between 2 soldiers, bound with 2 chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. Verse 7, this is the part I wanted. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly. And his chains fell from off of him. Right, so the Most High sent the angel to come deliver Peter when he was locked up between, surrounded by soldiers. Right? So no matter what type of situation you're in, the Most High can deliver you and will deliver you. Right? It's like, so that's the reason not to fear right there. Because the Most High got us. Right? So I know it's an account with Paul too. The account with Paul, I believe it was an earthquake. The Most High had an earthquake happening. Right? He had an earthquake happening to release him from the prison. Yep, this book of Acts 16. And 22. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. Who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. And at midnight Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and the prisoners heard them. And suddenly there was a great earthquake, so that the foundations of the prison were shaken, and immediately all the doors were open, and everyone's bands were loose. Right? So the Most High, he has power over all these things. He can deliver you out of any situation that you find yourself in. So in that time, you know, don't fear, man. Fear not, little flock. Like the Lord said, fear not, little flock. All right? So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Double honors to the elders. Shalom to the Akim, pushing the truth in the four corners. The truth of sincerity. Shalom to the Akwah. Listen and learn, being true loving wives and daughters of Sarah. Right? Being solid. With that, shalom.